a natural alignment. Begin to deepen your breath. Now, as you breathe, free up your belly. Let it expand when you inhale. Feel it relax when you exhale, and you might want to contract a little bit at the end of that exhale to squeeze out a little more air before taking in another breath. And find your own rhythm. Energizing inhales, relaxing exhales. Noticing all of the sensations of breathing, and particularly sensations in your belly right now. Just free it up. Let it be big. Let it be small. Let it be there. After a few of these belly breaths, let's move into Deva Parnell, complete yogic breath. So let that expansion in your belly begin to rise and fill your rib cage. Take the expansion all the way up to your chest, not all the way up to the clavicles, just to the sternum, and then release from the top to the middle to the bottom. Continuing with this breath, this Deva Pranayama. Watch the wave of the breath as it flows upward and as it releases back down. Energy flowing in, tension flowing out. If you know Ujjayi breath, you can do that at the same time. Listening to the sound of your breath, that ocean sound in the back of your throat. And now let's just focus on the rib cage for a moment. This is where we can increase our lung capacity by allowing the rib cage to expand outward to the sides, as well as in the back body and the front, so that we're expanding on all four sides. So see if you can feel your rib cage expanding to the sides towards your arms, expanding in the back body as well as the front so that all four sides expand. And see how much you can relax around this breath. Still observing the expansion on all four sides. But at the same time, letting go of any forcefulness. And notice if this awareness of breath is bringing you more present, moment by moment, breath by breath. And now let's take the next breath in and join our voices in the sound of Om. Hari Om Shanti, peace. And now gently open your eyes. Namaste. I honor your spirit. Jai Bhagwan. Victory to that spirit within us all. And you can lie down on your back now. Make sure you have any props that you might need. Some of you may want a cushion or a bolster. Others may want a strap or a block. I've got a few of those props here in case I need them. And just lie down on your back and resume the deep breathing. Stretch your arms overhead on the floor and just begin to stretch from side to side. Notice what that stretching reveals in your body. Noticing your shoulders and arms, your hips and legs. Also notice the middle of your body where those upward and downward stretches meet. Then just stretch up through both sets of fingertips and down through your heels. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your arms back down to your sides and walk your feet up close to your hips. Just place your hands on your belly and begin to rock your pelvis gently forward and back. Releasing any tension you might be holding in the pelvis and the low back. Not to say that you're going to get rid of it all in this moment, but we'll release some of it. Now bring your pelvis to a neutral position and we'll begin to lubricate our joints, create some joint mobility, and warm up our muscles as well. So bring your right knee up toward your chest, hold behind that thigh, and just lift and lower your leg a few times. And as you do this movement, notice what you feel in your knee joint. Notice what you feel in the muscles of your legs as well. And then increase the pace and see if you can make the movement a little shorter, a little faster, a little tighter, until you feel some heat building in your muscles. Keep breathing deeply, and then extend that heel up toward the ceiling and stretch the back of your leg. Then move your foot back and forth, heel to toes. At the same time, relax your pelvis. Just let your pelvis sink into the floor. You don't need to use those muscles. Come back and notice your toes, your foot, your ankle, and the sensations that just slide down your leg. And then make a few circles with that foot, observing new sensations coming into play. Then reverse. Are you still breathing deeply? We're infusing our body with prana, life force, and that prana turns into that healing energy of ojas. So let go of that movement, pull your knee back in toward your chest, release your hands to the floor, and take your knee out to the side. Then circle it all the way around to the other side and continue the circles. You can use your grounded foot for leverage to roll all the way over onto the side of one hip and all the way over onto the other side. And as you do this, start to open up more places in your body as you open up that hip joint, and then reverse. Noticing any change in the sensation when you reverse the movement. Keep your mind anchored in the sensations that you're feeling, creating body awareness as we go. Now place that foot back down on the floor and just notice, is there a difference between the two sides? Then take your other knee up, hold behind that thigh, lift and lower your leg. What do you feel initially? What does that sensation tell you about your leg, about your knee joint, about the muscles in your leg? Now let's increase the pace on this side. Shorter, faster, tighter little movements to quickly build some heat in your muscles. Still breathing deeply, and then extend that heel up toward the ceiling and stretch the back of your leg. Begin to move your foot back and forth, heel to toes. At the same time, relax your pelvis. Let it sink into the floor. Then observe your toes, your foot, your ankle, and the sensations that just slide all the way down your leg. Make a few circles as you continue to relax your pelvis and observe your ankle. Reverse that. Again, I reverse a movement and notice if there's a change. Now let that go. And pull your knee back in toward your chest. Release your hands to the floor. Take your knee out to the side and circle it all the way around to the other side. Continuing these circles, using your grounded foot for leverage to roll all the way over onto the side of one hip and all the way over to the other side. And then reverse. Keep breathing deeply. Keep observing the sensations. And then place that foot back down on the floor once more. Take a moment to observe if the sensations continue even after the movement is over. Then separate your feet and bring your knees from side to side. Just press one knee down towards center and then the other and notice what you feel. Notice where you feel it. What muscles are you feeling right now? Are they stretching? Are they releasing? Are they engaging? Come back up. Walk your feet a little closer. Take your knees to your chest. And with your hands underneath your knees, move into spinal rocking. And if front to back spinal rocking doesn't feel good for your spine, you have some sensitivity there, feel free to rock side to side instead and let that rocking take you to a seated position. So in this seated position, let's start out with a little Kapalabhati. Just sit comfortably for a moment. If you're not familiar with Kapalabhati, it's an active exhalation. We'll start through both nostrils and it looks like this. And I'm using my abdominals to propel the air out and letting my inhalation be passive. So let's start through both nostrils. Take a deep breath in. You can continue this movement unless you have unmedicated high blood pressure, if it doesn't feel good in your belly for any reason. Not so great for pregnant women or menstruating women also, so you can just do long deep breaths instead. Find your own pace, slow it down or speed it up to your comfort level. Now let's take a deep breath in. Palms down on your knees, exhale, lean forward and squeeze that air out. Sit back up with your breath held out for a moment. Turn your palms up. Inhale to about 2/3 capacity and hold your breath in. Relax around that holding. Bring your awareness to the third eye, center of the brow. When the urge to breathe grows strong, gently release and observe. And just notice sensations in your head, in your belly, and throughout your body. You brought a fresh supply of blood to your brain. You're strengthening your abdominals and ventilating your lungs with fresh air. And now, as long as your hands are clean, we'll do alternate nostril breath. I like to use this hand position where I start with a soft fist, hold my first 2 fingers down with my thumb and extend my last 2. It's called Vishnu Mudra. You can close one nostril with your thumb and the other with your ring finger, but if this is too awkward, just use any fingers you like. Let's start by closing the right nostril, exhale through the left, and then move side to side. Again, find your own pace. And if you shouldn't be doing this today, for the reasons I mentioned before, then you can do a slower form of alternate nostril breath. Now let's take another deep breath in. Palms down on your knees, exhale, lean forward, squeeze that air out. Sit back up with your breath held out for a moment. Turn your palms up, inhale to about 2/3 capacity, and hold your breath in. Relax around that holding and bring your awareness to the third eye. Wait for the urge to breathe to grow strong, and then gently release. And once more, observe. In addition to the benefits I mentioned before, this time we're also balancing left and right hemispheres of the brain and the left and right energy currents in your body, Ida and Pingala. So let's continue with our warm-ups. Placing your feet on the floor in front of you again, a little wider than hip width apart. Bring your knees from side to side. And then bring both knees over to the right side. Release your left arm and begin to swing that arm around your body. And notice what you feel from the floor up in your hips, the rotation of your spine, your arm, your shoulder. Let's take both hands across that right knee. Walk your hands around your body. Find the edge of your spinal twist. You can lower down onto your elbows or chest if you like, or stay upright. Continue to breathe long, deep, full Ujjayi breaths. And now press back up. Return to center. Take your knees up and over to the other side. Releasing your right arm, swing that arm around your body. Again, notice from the floor up what you're feeling in your hips, in your spine as it rotates, the muscles around your rib cage even, your shoulder and arm. Now take both hands across your left knee, walk your hands around your body. Again, you can either stay upright or lower down onto your elbows or chest. Breathe deeply and notice how breath affects sensation. And then press back up once more. Return to center and bring the soles of your feet together. And holding your feet, just rock a little side to side. Walk your sit bones away from your heels for a moment. Walk your sit bones toward your heels. Find the place that feels most comfortable to you. And then let your knees begin to flutter a little bit like butterfly wings. And remember, this isn't a big bounce, but just a little flutter to release some tension from your inner thighs, your hip joints. Let go of that movement and begin to circle your upper body around the sit bones. What do you feel now? Remember to always be aware of the sensations. Don't go on automatic. Just breathe as you circle and notice what you feel in your hips, inner thighs, in your back and spine. And then reverse. Still breathing deeply. Remember, we're increasing prana, life force in our bodies. And as you come back to center, begin moving forward and back. Keep your spine long and flat as you come forward. Let it gently round when you roll back. As you come forward, notice what you're feeling and notice how it feels when your body stops you. And just hold at that place for just a moment. Tell your legs to relax. Let your hips release a little bit. Not going to hold this for long. Just press back up. Return to center. Bring your hands behind you and extend your legs out in front. Keep your feet a little wider than hip width and roll your toes in and out like windshield wipers. Then walk your feet back up closer to your hips. Take both knees over to one side and come onto your hands and knees. And you can face me or face the front of your mat, whatever feels right for you. We'll move into cat and dog stretches, which you might know as cat and cow. I like to use the dog imagery. So lift your tailbone like a happy puppy. Your belly drops and your chin lifts. And then exhale as you drop your tailbone and round your spine upward like a Halloween cat. Inhale, lifting your tailbone into a dog stretch. Exhale, drop your tailbone, rounding upward into cat. One more inhale. As you exhale, bring your right knee in toward your chest. Inhale, extend that leg behind you. Exhale, draw your knee in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Take a breath. Exhale, kick with a ha. Ha. Again. Ha. 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 Kick and hold. Bring the weight into your right palm. Extend your left arm in front of you and look straight down at the floor to lengthen the back of your neck. See if that leg will rise a little higher as you breathe deeply. And now release your hand, release your knee, round up into a cat stretch, arch into a dog stretch. And then exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Take a breath. Exhale, kick. Ha! Again. Ha! 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 Kick and hold. Bring the weight into your left palm and extend your right. Again, look straight down at the floor. See if that leg will rise a little higher as you breathe deeply. Release your hand, release your knee, round up into a cat stretch, arch into a dog stretch, and return to neutral spine. And then just flex your toes under, shift your weight to the balls of your feet, lift your knees into a little toe balance. Find a drishti, a focal point. Focus your awareness there. See if you can bring your hands off the floor. If not, keep them grounded. And preparing to rise, your hands can stay here. They can be extended or grounded to come up. Inhale, arms to the sides and up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, opening the rib cage. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, arms to the sides and swing. Right over left and left over right. Anytime that you feel soreness or tightness or discomfort, you can always change the movement. Extend your arms out to the sides and rotate thumbs down and up, down and up. Keep your mind anchored in the sensations in your arms and shoulders. And then with your palms up, just open and close your hands a few times. Rotate at the wrist, get your fingers moving, keep breathing deeply. Reverse that. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale as your arms release back down to your sides. Stay engaged for a moment and then relax. Let your arms just hang there from your shoulders like empty coat sleeves. And separate your feet a little wide, a little wider, and begin to sway from side to side. Let those empty coat sleeves just slap against your body. Keep breathing deeply. Let's come back to center. Bring your feet back underneath your hip joints. Take a moment just to breathe and feel. Inhale as your arms rise to the sides. Bring your hands behind your head. Keep breathing deeply. As you exhale, release your chin toward your chest. Let your elbows come closer together. Then inhale as you lift your chin and open your elbows. Exhale down. Inhale up. Noticing sensations in the front and back of your neck. And as you exhale down, just hold there for a moment. Drop one elbow down and then the other as you rotate your head from side to side, observing sensation with rotation. And coming back to center, inhale as you lift your chin. Exhale, releasing your arms back down to your sides. Take a moment again to breathe and feel. Then exhale, right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale up, exhale to the other side. Continue the side to side movement, observing the sensations on the sides of your neck and the tops of your shoulders. And once more, return to center. And just close your eyes. Scan your body, notice what you feel. Does your body feel different now than it did before the warm-ups? Did you discover anything about your body in this process of warming up? Perhaps you found some vulnerable places you need to go easy with, or some strong places that are open and aching for challenge. And now open your eyes and come to the front of your mat. Preparing for our standing postures, we'll begin with Tadasana, mountain pose. So bring your feet parallel. They can be hip width apart. They can be closer. They can touch if you like. Closer they are, the more there's a little bit of a balancing act. The further apart they are, the more stable you might feel. It's up to you. Press down through the soles of your feet until you feel the muscles in your legs engaging, hugging the bones. Squeeze your thighs toward each other and lift up through the pelvic floor, engaging Mula Bandha. And now make it as tight as you can, squeezing your buttocks together, engaging your abdominals, really, really tight, tight, tight. Let it go. And see if you can do about 50% of that so you feel a slight engagement in the low buttocks and the low belly. But mostly that upward pull through the perineum. Continue lifting upward. Your chest is open, your shoulders relax down, and the crown of your head presses up toward the ceiling. Long, deep breath flowing in and out. Engage your arms by pressing your fingertips toward the earth. As you inhale, sweep your arms to the sides and feel them rise overhead. Turn your palms toward each other. Release your shoulders down. Long, deep breath flowing in and out. Take another breath. Exhale, release your arms back down to your sides. Breathe and feel the effects of Tadasana. Then inhale, arms up again, all the way up. Exhale, arms to the sides, fold at the hips. Swan dive down toward Uttanasana, but don't hold. Press into your feet, arms to the sides, rise. Arms overhead, gentle back bend. Exhale, arms to the sides, fold. Swan dive down, bend your knees, press into your feet, arms to the sides, rise, arms overhead, arch back, arms to the sides, fold, swan dive down, press into your feet, arms to the sides, rise, palms together, overhead, exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment again to breathe and feel, relax, and let go. Prepare for Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. Exhale fully, then inhale, arms to the sides and up, palms together, gentle back bend. Exhale, arms to the sides, fold, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, rise to extended spine, hold your breath. Take your right foot back into lunge, sink in and out of that lunge a few times. Sink down, take another breath and hold it. Front foot back, even with the back foot, straight line, heels to crown. Now release your knees to the floor. Bring your hips toward your heels, extended child pose. We start easy, then move to more challenge. Bring your chest to the floor between your hands or your elbows. And with your hands under your shoulders, inhale as you rise into cobra or upward dog. Exhale, hips up, downward dog. And let's walk that dog. Pedal your heels. Keep your fingers spread wide with the weight of your body in the roots of your fingers rather than the heels of your hands. Now take your heels high for a moment. Some of you will need to bend your knees a little bit to keep your spine long and flat, bringing your belly towards your thighs. Release your heels down. Exhale, pull your belly in and up, hold your breath out. Inhale, look up. Exhale, right foot forward to lunge. Sink in and out. Sink down, take another breath and exhale. Back foot forward, Uttanasana, all the way down. Bend your knees. Press into your feet. Arms to the sides, rise. Arms overhead, arch back. Exhale, arms to the sides, fold. Swan dive down. Where do you place your hands? You can put them on your legs or on the floor. Exhale, pull your belly in and up. Inhale, look up for a moment, hold your breath. Bring your left foot back into lunge. Right foot back into plank. Knees to floor. Chest to floor. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, look up. Exhale, left foot forward to lunge. Right foot forward. Uttanasana, all the way down. Bend your knees, press into your feet. Arms to the sides, rise. Arms overhead, gentle back bend. Exhale, arms to the sides, fold. Swan dive down. Inhale, rise to extended spine. Exhale, step or jump back into plank. Chest to floor, with or without the knees. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step or jump forward. Press into your feet. Arms to the sides, rise. Arms overhead. Gentle back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Long, deep breath. Flowing in and out. If you're pointing your body towards the front of your mat, turn to the side. Inhale as you bring your arms to the sides and up. Exhale, step wide to the right, arms to the sides, and fold. Moving into Prasarita Padottanasana, standing wide angle. You can have your hands on the floor or on your legs, toes in slightly. But just let your hips sway a little side to side. Releasing tension, letting go. Bend your knees a little, take your arms to the sides and rise. And prepare for triangle, Trikonasana, side one. Turn your right toes toward the right and your left heel toward the left. Line up your leading knee to point toward your toes and let that back hip come slightly forward. Your body wasn't made to square hips. That really messes up your hip joint and can torque your knees as well. So just rotate at the waist to square your shoulders. Take a breath. As you exhale, shift your hips in the opposite direction of where you're planning to go. So I'm shifting my hips to the left as I move to the right and pulse it out. Keep breathing, feeling the sensations, pressing into my feet. Exhale, lower your leading arm, raise your other arm, roll your rib cage upward, and take that top shoulder back a little bit. Long, deep breath. Exhale as you release your arm and take it behind your back for a moment, reaching for your hip or your thigh. Then release that arm and reach out to the right. Long, deep breath. Exhale as you take that hand down to the floor. Can you step your back foot forward about halfway? And put your feet on railroad tracks that are hip width apart rather than a tightrope. Square your hips to the wall in front of you. And pressing into your feet, take your arms to the sides and rise. Keep squaring your hips to the wall in front of you. Bring your hands behind you. You can hold your wrists or make prayers behind your back. And then take your gaze up that wall that's in front of you to the ceiling if you can. Arching back a little bit. And exhale. Parsvottanasana. Fold forward. Keep bringing that back hip forward. Long, deep breath in and out. Release your hands to the floor. Step your back foot further back. I will turn toward you. Bend your forward knee, take your arms to the sides and up, and move into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Long, deep breath. Take your elbows to the sides, open the heart center, Anahata. Can always use more love. Bring your arms overhead into prayer position over your head. And pray for peace. Pray for healing all over this planet. Take those prayers into your heart. Send those prayers out to the world. Turning your palms down. Imagine you're pulling a bowstring with your left hand and move that hand back to your shoulder. Keep your gaze fixed on your front fingertips and then release your arm behind you into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Long, deep breaths. Palms up for a moment and just notice the difference in your arms and shoulders. You keep your gaze fixed over your fingertips. I might need to look at you. Long, deep breath. Front hand, Jnana Mudra, thumb touches the index finger, back hand down to your back leg as the other arm rises. Exalted warrior. Bring your arms back to horizontal, reach forward. Bring your front elbow down to your front knee. Take your other arm close to your ear. I'm sliding my back foot back a little bit. Looking for a straight line from that back heel all the way up to my fingertips. Exhale as you take your hand down to the floor. And walk your hands back to center, turning your toes back forward. And once more, let your hips sway a little bit, side to side, releasing in Prasarita Padottanasana, standing wide angle. Now turn your toes slightly outward. Bend your knees and rise into a goddess squat. And just shift from side to side. Long, deep breath continues. Straightening your arms and legs. We'll move into side 2, Trikonasana. Turning your left toes to the left and your right heel to the right. Line up your leading knee to point toward your toes. Back hip comes slightly forward. Rotate the waist to square your shoulders and take a breath. As you exhale, shift your hips out to one side as you reach to the other. And keep reaching out, pulse it out. Don't be in a hurry to get to that final pose. Exhale, lower your leading arm. Raise your other arm. Roll your rib cage upward. Take that top shoulder back. You can place your hands on your leg or in front of your leg. Some people might be able to reach the floor. Release that top arm to your side. Take it behind your back, reaching around for your hip or your thigh. And then release that arm and reach for the wall in front of you, which would be out to the left side. Exhale, take that hand down. You can place your hands on your leg. You can put your hands on the floor. Step that back foot back forward a little bit. Remember, your feet are on railroad tracks rather than a tightrope. Back toes toed out a little bit. Press into your feet. Take your arms to the sides and rise. Bring your hands behind you. Holding your wrists or making prayers. Square your hips. Now take your gaze up the wall toward the ceiling, arching back to your comfort level. And exhale as you fold forward. Keep squaring your hips toward the wall in front of you. Continue to breathe your way down. Release your hands. Breathe deeply. I'm going to give myself a little more headroom. And then bend your forward knee. Walk your hands forward. Lift your back leg into a 3-point balance. You can stay here or lift one hand. You'll know which one. And take that hand up as you move into a balanced half moon. Exhale, bring your hand down. Take a giant step back. Walk your hands to center. Let your hips sway a little. Walk your hands to the other side. Turn your toes. Make sure you've got headroom. Bend your forward knee. Walk your hands forward. Lift your back leg. You can stay in that 3-point balance or lift your hand into a balanced half moon. Try to press out through your heel, your upper heel rather than your toes. Now release that hand back down. Take that giant step back again. Turn back towards center and let your hips move just a little bit. Walking your hands back to the front of your mat. Walk your feet back, coming back to plank pose. And then release your knees to the floor. And come to rest on your belly in crocodile pose. And in crocodile pose, your palms are one on top of the other. Your forehead rests on your hands. Take a moment to breathe and feel the sensations that flow through your body. Long, deep breath flowing in and out. Be aware of what's happening right now as you rest. In the more dynamic phases of the posture, the blood flow leaves the internal environment and moves into the extremities so that you can move into these postures, your arms, your legs, even the muscles of your gut. When you rest for just a little while after exerting yourself, that blood flow can return to the internal environment of organs and glands. You might even feel currents of energy flowing towards your center. Prepare for the prone boat, Navasana. And bring your chin to the floor. Make that the front of your chin so your nose almost touches. Bring your arms to your sides. Your arms are straight, your palms are down. Similar to what some traditions call Shalabhasana, but this is different. So chin is on the floor. Breath is deep and full. Exhale, engage Mula Bandha, lifting your pelvic floor, press your pelvis into the floor. Then inhale as you lift your head, chest, and legs. Keep your hands grounded. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down and inhale up a few times. And the next time you rise, take your hands off the floor. Sometimes we call this a flying boat. Continue to breathe deeply. And if you'd like a little more support, bring your hands behind you. You can use a strap here if you need to. If you'd like more challenge, sweep your arms forward to frame your head. Inhale, arms back out to the sides. And exhale, release down. Turn your head to one side. And let your body be heavy for a moment. Notice the quality of your breath. And notice the effects of Navasana, the prone boat. Bring your hands under your shoulders, slide them down to about chest level, and come up onto your hands and knees, shifting your hips back towards your heels. Moving into Garbhasana, child pose. And your knees can be apart or together. Your arms may be in front of you or back by your feet. And rise back onto hands and knees. Shift your hips back towards your heels. And just shift your hips to one side of your heels. And extend your legs out in front of you. Let's prepare for Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. So keep your right leg extended and bring your left foot into your right inner thigh. See if you can square your hips toward that extended leg and relax this bent knee down. Do you need a prop under it? Also, if it's difficult to sit up straight in this posture because your hamstrings are tight, you can always bend that knee or use a strap around your foot. If you're using a strap, you might just cross it over your ankle and leave it there. Hands next to your hips for a moment. Pull the flesh away from your sit bones. Turn your hips toward that extended foot. Inhale as your arms rise. Now pull the hip of the extended leg back a little bit. Inhale, lifting upward. Exhale, begin your descent with a nice flat, extended back. You do not need to get all the way down. See how far you can go with extended spine, lengthening out. You might even pulse it out a little bit. And then exhale as you bring your hands down to a holding place on your foot, your ankle, your leg, or your strap. Keep pressing your belly forward rather than dropping your chin and head down. You can soften your knee a little bit. Or if you want more challenge with that leg, press out through your heel. One more deep breath in, then exhale as you relax down over that leg. You can keep holding your foot or release it. Exhale, pull your belly in and up, hold your breath out. Now still holding your foot, your leg, or your strap. Inhale back to extended spine. Bring your arms to frame your head, continue rising. And exhale as you release your arms down. Bring them behind you, extend your legs out. Take a moment to feel if there's a difference between the two sides of your body. Rise back to center and pull your right foot into your left inner thigh. So your hips face that foot. Pull the hip back just a little bit, turn toward the extended foot, then inhale as you bring your arms up. Exhale as you begin your descent. Remember, lead with your belly rather than your head or chest. So your spine stays long, extended, flat. Exhale, bringing your hands down to a holding place on your foot, your toes, your ankle, your leg, your strap. Keep extending your spine. Take one more breath and then exhale as you relax down over that extended leg. Pull your belly in and up. Hold your breath out for a moment. Inhale, rise back up. Bring your arms to frame your head. Keep rising. Exhale, release your arms down. Bring your hands behind you. Extend your legs out. And just move into a little baby back bend here. Lifting your chin or not, it's up to you. What does your body need? And come back to center. Then walk your feet up closer to your hips. You might slide your hips a little closer to your heels and roll down onto your back. Draw your knees up toward your chest. Slide your hands underneath your pelvis. Extend your legs up, pressing up through your heels. Keep breathing deeply. Supta Dandasana is a good alternative for a shoulder stand. And it's perfect for anyone with unmedicated high blood pressure or glaucoma. It's good for menstruating women. You don't want to go upside down if you have an upper body infection of any kind. So this would be a good alternative. And if you'd like to do a supported shoulder stand, you can use a prop, which could be a block. I like a cushion myself, sometimes more than one. And I place that cushion under my pelvis, then extend my legs up. Now it's very, very comfortable and easy for me to stay in this position. For those of you wanting to move into a shoulder stand or a half shoulder stand, bring your knees to your chest, sweep your legs up, and catch your hips in your hands. Take your knees low for a minute and see if you can walk your shoulders closer together, your elbows a little closer together. Then extend your heels up toward the ceiling. Half shoulder stand is way safer than a full shoulder stand, and you should always have a little bend in your hips. No weight at all on your neck. Stay in the position as long as you like and explore the movement of your legs. Allowing your legs to come down two at a time, both together over your head if you like, towards plow. Or one at a time, one leg up, one leg down. You might even bring your legs either together or one at a time in the other direction, moving into a bridge pose, which is quite lovely if you are using a prop, and quite challenging if you're not. Continue to breathe, explore the possibilities as your body is upside down. And then bend your knees, bring your knees down toward your chest. Release your hands to the floor behind you, grounding your fingertips like little tents, and then roll down vertebra by vertebra. And when you finally touch down, just take a moment of stillness to feel the effects of Ardha Sarvangasana. Preparing for fish, you can either slide your hands underneath your pelvis or hold your outer thighs. It works best to start out with your arms straight and then bend your elbows as you come into the pose. So drop your tailbone, lift your waist off the floor. Tailbone stays down though, grounded. Press into your elbows and lift your chest, moving into fish pose, Matsyasana. You can increase it a bit by pointing your toes. You might take your hands off the floor, bring them into prayers over your heart, or explore other positions. If you want more challenge, try lifting your legs. And now release. Take your elbows back to the floor and slide out of the posture. Just relax for a moment. Feel the effects of Matsyasana. Bring your hands behind your head. Lift your head for a moment to reverse that stretch in your neck. Release your head back down. Walk your feet up closer to your hips. Bring your knees to your chest. Place your hands on your kneecaps and make a few circles, massaging the back of your pelvis. Reverse. Keep breathing deeply. Just roll over to one side. Extend your arms in front of you so we move into a final supine spinal twist. Place one palm on top of the other and slide that top hand up your arm, across your chest and out to the other side, looking away from your knees. If your knees want to open, that's okay. Sometimes I feel like I need to lift that knee a little bit higher. Sometimes my knees stay together. Look back away from your knees to complete the rotation and breathe deeply, observing how your breath affects sensation. You might want to adjust your shoulders, either moving them in the direction of your knees or the other direction. Exhale fully, and to release, take your top knee up. Let your other knee follow as you roll to the other side. Let's take both hands to the other side and unfold the same way we did before, placing one hand on top of the other, sliding that hand up your arm, across your chest, and out to the other side. Again, adjust your shoulders if you need to, walking them in one direction or the other. Breathing deeply, feeling the rotation of your spine and any stretch you might be feeling from your hip all the way up to your shoulder. On your next inhale, take your top knee up, let the other follow. Coming back to center, heels together on the floor. Knees splayed out to the side, Supta Baddha Konasana, supine bound angle. Relax for a moment, let your knees be heavy. If it's not comfortable for you, it's fine to release it at any time. And then just slide your feet back down to the bottom of your mat. And as you scan your body, notice if your body is wanting another movement, a stretch, or another posture before moving into Shavasana for relaxation. And let your body move or stretch or find that posture. And when you feel complete, find your Shavasana. Remember, your feet are comfortably apart. Your arms just a few inches from your body and your palms are rolled upward in a gesture of receptivity. Take your time. Observe your breath. If you have an eye pillow, you can use that. If you need a blanket or a cushion under your knees or thighs to release tension from your low back, feel free to use any props you like to make yourself comfortable. And then begin by observing your breath and deepen your breath. Just for a few breaths, Make your breath longer and deeper. And then let your breath settle into a softer, more relaxed breath. Energy flowing in, tension flowing out. Energy flowing in, tension flowing out. Bring your awareness to your head and just notice the heaviness of your head as it rests on the floor. Feel the heaviness of your eyes as they settle softly into their sockets. And notice the gentle weight of your eyelids resting on your eyes. Let the space between your eyebrows grow wider as those muscles soften and release. Lines of tension in your forehead dissolving. Mental tensions flowing out with each outgoing breath. Imagine you're breathing in a warm, golden, healing light. And let that light infuse your entire body, particularly your head and your face. Let all expression in your face dissolve, as if your cheeks could just slide down the sides of your face, soft and relaxed. Feel your jaw soften. Let a space open between upper and lower teeth as the jaws relax and release. And let your tongue release to the floor of your mouth. Let your breath bring energy into your body. And each exhalation releases tension. Feel the sensation of breath in your throat. And let the muscles of your throat begin to soften. And let that softness radiate outward to the outer muscles of your neck. Imagine the softness just sliding down the back of your neck and spreading across your shoulders, penetrating the big muscles at the top of your shoulders, those muscles that carry the weight and responsibility in your life. Let it go right now. Simply be responsive to your body's needs. Send healing light into your shoulder joints. Let the muscles soften there. Tight muscles releasing their hold on your arms. And the softness just pours into your arms and flows all the way down to the tips of your fingers, pooling in the palms of your hands. Penetrating muscles, nerves, bones, and joints. Breathing softness into the muscles of your fingers and hands, through your wrists and into your forearms, through your elbows and into your upper arms as both arms sink softly into the floor, heavy with relaxation. Energy flows in, tension flows out. Energy flows in, tension flows out. Notice how your body is breathing itself right now. Notice the movement in your rib cage and chest, the expansion and contraction of your lungs, the gentle beating of your heart. And imagine the healing light flowing into your lungs, flowing from lungs to heart, flowing in the cardiovascular system, flowing with the blood into all parts of your body, prana, life force, ojas, healing energy. Let the muscles between your ribs soften. Feel the muscles of your back letting go as healing light courses through your spine. Energy flowing in, tension flowing out. Now watch your belly as it rises and falls, rising and falling with your breath as you breathe the way babies breathe. With each exhalation, your belly softens and settles into the pelvic bowl, filled with light. And the light penetrates muscles, nerves, bones, joints, organs, and glands. Now your buttocks soften and spread against the floor as your pelvis grows heavy and soft with relaxation. Healing light flowing into your hip joints. Softness releasing the tight muscles there as that healing prana flows into your thighs, through your knees, shins and calves, ankles, feet, and toes. Both legs are soft and heavy with relaxation. Both legs deeply, deeply relaxed, sinking and letting go. And your whole body is so soft, so relaxed, so filled with light, that the physical body seems to dissolve into that softness, into that light. Until there's nothing left of you but light. Can you imagine yourself as a warm golden glow, rising, expanding, including and merging with all that is? I am that I am. Gently now begin to deepen your breath and bring alertness back to your mind. Begin to move your head from side to side and return to center. Begin moving your fingers and your toes, stretching out your hands and feet, and slide your arms overhead on the floor, stretching from side to side, lengthening your entire body, reaching up through your fingertips and down through your heels. Take a deep breath in and exhale as your arms release back down. Then draw your knees in toward your chest and roll gently side to side. Finally, rolling to one side, just rest there on your side, holding yourself in gratitude. Gratitude for this body, no matter how it shows up. Gratitude for time. Gratitude for loved ones. Gratitude for practice. And as you're ready, use a hand against the floor for support to come back to a seated position. And we'll do about 3 rounds of Nadi Shodhana or Anulom Vilom Pranayam, alternate nostril breath. Use the hand position you like best. Start by closing the right nostril. Exhale softly and smoothly through the other side. Then switch sides and exhale. Inhale through the open side. Switch sides, exhale. Inhale through the open side. Switch sides, exhale. Continue this on your own. 2 more rounds, ending on the left side. And let your breath be smooth and soft, long and silent. With the next exhalation through the left side, complete your practice. Turn your hands to your knees or your lap. If you like, you can let your thumbs gently touch your index fingers. Jnana Mudra reminds us the connection of the universal spirit to each individual soul. Receive these words from Dana Fall's book, One Soul. When I let go of what I know, what's left? If I set out without a compass, will I be led? An inner urge too strong to overlook insists that I go forward. I stumble, fall, get up, and start again. Longing lights the path like a lantern. The mountaintop looks so far away that I stop to rest. And in the quiet, I realized that practice isn't about getting anywhere, changing anything, making something happen, or slowing what's in motion. Union can't be forced, won't be won by fighting. It alights like a moth on a dandelion or swallows me whole like Jonah's whale. All it takes is receiving what is here right now, being intimate with all that is, and knowing that the act of offering what I really am will never be refused. Om, Om Bhuva Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. The light that dwells on the physical, subtle, and causal realms, that light illuminates my soul. We are one. We are whole. We are holy. May that knowledge inspire our lives. And now let's bring our voices together in the sound of Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Shanti. 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 May there be peace in our hearts, peace in our lives, and peace throughout the universe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And gently open your eyes. Namaste. I honor your spirit. And Jai Bhagwan, victory to that spirit within us all. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'll be here again next week as long as we're practicing social distancing and maybe even beyond that. So have a wonderful day, have a wonderful life. Come back and join me again. Namaste. Namaste.